Hello, everyone. Thank you very much for staying. I know it's been a long 2 days. Everybody is very tired and ready to go home. So this is the last few minutes of your time. I thought instead of presenting Zulu Trade, I'm working with Zulu Trade. Instead of presenting Zulu Trade, I thought I'd give you a little bit of history lesson, a little bit of recapping what's happening today on the financial markets and what might the future hold. So let's quickly jump into it. A little bit about myself. In the past 15 years in the financial markets, I've been with different leading industry experts, different companies. My name is Zoltan. I'm with Zulu Trade. It's a match made in heaven, ZZ. So let's jump into it. So nowadays, we have at the tip of our fingers the financial markets. We can place a trade anywhere, anytime. You only need is an internet connection and any kind of device that supports the internet. But, of course, we sometimes forget how easy it is and how difficult it was in the past. This convenience, it's only just recent developments. Have you ever wondered who were the first people who invest? What are the basic principles investing, and is it going to ever change? Is it going to develop into something else? So let's talk about this a little bit. What happened in the past? Of course, the earliest recorded forms of investing was in early Mesopotamia. They were trading resources. They were trading chickens, goats, whatever you name it. There were people investing as well, because obviously if you have more of something, you wanted to invest it, you wanted to do some kind of profits with your money. How do you do that? You send expedition excursions. You hire people to find you more resources. You pool your resources together with your friends to diversify risks. Same thing happened in the Roman Empire, but only the wealthy people at all times, they were pooling their resources together. Always they went and try to invest their money to get more money. Same thing happened after Rome as well. There was the medieval times, the kings, the feudal lords. Everybody was trying to invest their money to get more money. Then stock exchanges happened. How did they come about? It's very simple. In the early history of the medieval times in Europe, they were funding excursions abroad to the Americas, to India, to all around the world, sailing with ships, trading spices, trading slaves, trading all kinds of commodities. And what did the rich people do? They were funding governments, they were funding the excursions with their money in order to share the profits when they returned from home, from the voyages. Then after the 18th and 19th century, industrialization started. They started to manufacture goods. They started to develop things. They started to make things. So of course, every factory needed some resources as well. So again, the wealthy invested and they shared the profits as well. So why talk about the past? Why is it so important to know where investment is coming from? Simple. To see where is it going, we need to know the past. So throughout history, the key goal, the key principle of the past was to put your resources together with other people, share the risk and share the reward. This was the basic principle of investing. And I think throughout time, this has never changed. So even nowadays, people are trying to pool their resources together. That's why stock exchanges developed. So what is actually a stock exchange? Why you buy stocks or shares of a company? Simple. The company needs capital, they need your money, they need your help to diversify their risk. You help the company to develop, and of course they share in return with you part of their profits. So the principle hasn't really changed. People in general, they always wanted access to the markets. Why? Because it was only the privilege of the rich to invest. Nowadays, things changed. Nowadays, even just with a couple of $100 in your pocket, you can invest in the financial markets. You can take part of the transactions that was only the privilege of the rich before. So, what happened in our recent times? Of course, mutual funds happened, but they became popular in the mid-20th centuries. Index funds, then exchange-traded funds, then online trading became early 20th centuries. So it's a fantastic thing that we are in the expo dedicated to online trading. It's fantastic you see thousands of people participating in the online markets. Then copy trading was invented by my company, ZULU Trade. So it's in 2007, we developed something which was unheard of before. We thought we want to connect people. We want to connect investors from all around the world, pool our resources together, invest together, and become successful together. So once somebody has a successful strategies, they can share online and they can share it with millions. In ZULU Trade system, you can find an ecosystem about 30 million users. We're supporting 500 brokers. So anybody who comes on our website, they can find their brokers, or if there's not there, we can add it. It's not a problem. But enough about ZULU Trade. Let's continue to the future. There was also the rise of cryptocurrencies, which is an excellent thing. It's a decentralized network. It makes things more easy. Some areas, some countries where money movements are restricted became suddenly available. Also crowdfunding. Also sustainable and social responsible investing. This is the future, they say. Recently, people started to be more concerned about the environment. They started to be more concerned how the companies that they are investing their money in are acting towards the environment, towards politics, towards overall the global health. So this is the present, what the future holds for us. First of all, I want to debunk a few myths that some people think about investing. Because when somebody says, I'm investing, do we really know what is really investing? Let me give you a real-life scenario, and you can jump in if you have any questions or any highlights or insights on this. So let's say you buy a house for $100,000. Then the 2 years passes and the market goes up, and now the house worth $200,000. Most people would say, I made $100,000 profits on my investment. Is this true? Did you really make profit? What kind of house can you buy now after 2 years if you sell this house? You can buy the exact same house or similar house that you just sold. So technically, with this 200,000 that you made profit, you can't buy a better house than what you just sold. You can buy the exact same house. So did you actually make profit? The same size house, you can buy it. So the only way that you could have made money with this investment if you were not living in that house. If you rent this house out for 2 years, yes, you made profit. But if you live inside, you didn't make any profit. You were just living in there, you're paying the costs, you're paying your mortgage if there was any, but there was no actual profits. So I think just because people have access to the markets, it doesn't mean they know what to do with this access. Even with a simple concept of buying and selling a house, sometimes people can get confused. What is actually the profit and what is an investment? So an asset is when you put money in your pocket, a liability is what takes money out of your pocket. Let's take another real-life scenario. Okay, inflation. Inflation is our enemy. That's true. So when we see inflation figures, usually this is the figures that we see. Usually they're telling us, okay, there is an inflation from 8% to 0.5%, etc. Is this good, bad? Look, honestly, 8% it doesn't sound too much. But what a lot of people don't see is the accumulated effort or accumulated power of inflation, which is the second chart on the bottom. Okay, so you can see here on the second chart of the bottom, let's say in the 1980s, something have costed $100. Now in 2024, it costs you over $300. So those little 8, 4, 5, 6% over time, over every month, is ending up to you and kind of killing your money. In different countries, it could be completely different. There's a survey here that I was just sharing. So in the 80s, some groceries was $100 worth. Today, for the same groceries, you have to pay $379. In Hungary, where I'm from, the situation is even worse. I'm not proud of it, but you know, that's what it is. So in the 60s, something was $100. Now it's $7,000 forints. So inflation is working against us as investors as well. Now, let's talk about the future, because the present is kind of depressing with all these inflation figures and everything. So where the road will take us. Like I said before, the access. We have the access. We can invest in Forex, we can invest in stocks, commodities, equities, options, crypto, whatever you want. Literally, the world is your oyster. You can invest in anything. Do you really know what you want to invest your money in? Do you really know what strategy to follow? That's the question. People are fighting for access. Now you have it. Now I think is the time to focus on education. Now is the time to pool our resources together to create a community of traders where traders can talk between each other, when traders can share their ideas, their strategies, because alone, one single person can be dumb. Even if I'm considering myself as a very smart person, I can be very dumb because I have my own opinions. But if there are thousands of people sharing their ideas, I can find a good idea there. So the best thing is education. And I can share some personal information about me or personal history. Back when I was little, my mother left some money for me. She was diagnosed with cancer. She died when I was young. I didn't know anything about the financial market. She didn't know anything about the financial market, but she left me money in a small trust fund in American dollars because she knew that our currency is going to depreciate over time, but the US dollars will depreciate less. So when I got my money, I was surprised. I was 18. I didn't know anything about the financial markets, and that's how I was introduced to trust fund, to different currencies. So this opened my eyes at the age of 18, and I wasn't educated about FX. I wasn't educated about investment. I wasn't educated about anything. But I started researching. And what I try to tell you is, if you have children, think about it. Start educating them financially. You're educating yourself currently. You're here on the expo, you're learning, you're getting new ideas. But start thinking about the future generation. Start thinking about your own children and make sure that you start educating them about investments as well, not just yourselves, because that's how you make sure that their future is secure. Now, can we outperform inflation? This is all-time question for everyone. Yes, we can outperform, but then again, we have to fight against it. We have to make sure that we keep our eyes on the prize. What do we want to achieve? Not to get greedy, not to get cold feet when the market turns against us, be patient, etc., etc. You know all of these things. Again, best to follow the trend, best to communicate with all our traders together, which actually Zulu Trade can help you to communicate with a network of 30 million traders. Now, that was first computer. Then we had mobile phone. What's next? I mean, trading, why trading on the mobile phone is so fantastic, so available? Because it's a personal device. Do you ever go anywhere without your mobile phone? And you realize it, oh, I forgot my mobile phone, where is it? Nowadays, you can't live without your mobile phone. You run back to the apartment, you run back to your house, you run back to your car, try to find your phone because that's your lifeline. That's why when you have your trading application on your mobile phone, it's an excellent service. It's at your fingertips. You can invest on the go. So what's next from there? Maybe smartwatches. Maybe there is going to be some implants which you can wear on yourself. Maybe nowadays there is AI technology. So what is the next step in the future which is going to help us to invest? I can imagine autos. So when you're sitting on the car, driving in the traffic, and you see a traffic accident, I don't know, there is a Tesla car there and the battery exploded. You're thinking, oh, so the Tesla car, the battery exploded, maybe it's going to be on the news, so maybe the Tesla shares are going to go down. Let me quickly open a trade shorting the Tesla. And you can do it from your phone or from the car or from your Tesla car actually. So anything is possible in the future. Who knows where the technology is going to take us? But I believe the technology will always lead us towards a direction when it's personal devices. So once you have a personal devices, the new Apple glasses or Google glasses or anything that has to do with your person and you keep it yourself and you can use the internet with it, I think is going to be involved with investing as well. Now, copy trading, social investing, how can you scale it? Simple. Bring more and more traders, bring more and more users, build a bigger and better community where traders are happy to share their ideas, communicating with each other, and together we can beat the market. What are new asset classes going to be? No one knows. There were recently NFTs. Ever heard about NFTs? Where are they today? Gone. Came, was very popular, a lot of people made money, a lot of people lost money, and they are gone. Same as that, anytime a new asset class can just pop up. I'm not saying jump on the trend or don't jump on the trend. Be careful, do your research, and make a calculated investment. But new asset classes will pop up in the future. If you take part early on, I'm sure you're going to make money with it. If they're going to stay on the long run, that's only the future is going to tell us. So that's pretty much it from my side. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you for staying. And have a good rest of the day. Bye-bye.